Whether you have formally had the diagnosis of PCOS or whether you suspect that you have it, you've probably started to research, what can I do about it? Or what can I do about these symptoms that I'm having? And one of the first things that we come to is, should I take a supplement? It is one of the questions that I get asked over and over and over. And it's a hard topic because I don't have enough information usually about the woman asking the question to really help her understand which supplement and if a supplement would be a good choice for her. So in today's video, I want to discuss supplements for PCOS and when they might be helpful and when they may be a waste of money or even harmful. So let's dive in with, first of all, hi, I'm Ashleen Korchak. If you haven't been on this channel before, I am a board certified physician assistant and I am a PCOS mama to 3 little ones who I was able to conceive naturally after almost 2 years of trying and struggling with infertility, only to be diagnosed with PCOS and to make some lifestyle adjustments to heal my hormones, repair my hormones, and essentially put my PCOS into remission or reverse it. So this brings us to the topic of today, can you even cure PCOS? And the answer is no. But the cool thing is that with the proper management of your PCOS, sometimes including supplements, which we'll get into, you can actually put your PCOS 100% into remission. Now, some people can't get quite that far, but if you were tested at one point and you were positive for the diagnosis, meaning that the symptoms and the labs that were drawn and the tests that were done, they all pointed towards the likelihood of you having polycystic ovarian syndrome. Now, if you follow certain nutrition to really help nourish your body and help out your body, you may find that if you go back and do the same tests again, that you actually don't meet the qualifications anymore. So now if you went back and stopped eating and caring for your body in the way that helped put your hormones into balance and went back to old habits, of course the hormone imbalance would also slowly drift back to your old PCOS state where you were dealing with the symptoms that you were struggling with. So as we think about managing our PCOS, now if you have followed me for any length of time or looked around at all, I strongly emphasize the importance of a healthy lifestyle. This includes the nutrition and nourishing your hormones, healthy movement habits, as well as caring for your emotional and mental state, your well-being, and managing the stresses in our lives in a way that keeps your body from freaking out and feeling like it's in danger. So as we think about managing our PCOS in a natural way, of course the topic of supplements will come up. Do you need a supplement? What supplements should you take? Are supplements even helpful for PCOS? And if they are, which one do you need? These are the questions that I get asked over and over and over. So let's kind of go through these a little bit. First of all, no, you do not need a PCOS supplement. And just to be 100% transparent, I did not use a supplement to manage my PCOS. I have taken a few along the way, and to be completely honest, I'm really bad about remembering to take a supplement, and so it has not been a big part of my PCOS journey. But I also have a fairly, I've been at this for a while, and I have a fairly robust health style that I follow, sometimes stricter than others, especially if my hormones are crying out for help, but it is something that I have dabbled in here and there, and I have found a few helpful, but I've also found some to be extremely helpful when working with women one-on-one and in group settings. And so I definitely believe that a supplement can be helpful. Again, in full transparency, I do not sell or promote any of the supplements that I'm going to mention today or include in the video post that I will put this video on my website. I will come back and put the link here so that you can go and check out that resource after it has been posted later this weekend or early next week. How do I say this? Many of the articles that we read about supplements are written by people who are promoting the supplements that they're talking about. Either they are selling the supplement or they are getting some sort of kickback through an affiliate for the supplement they're talking about. And this kind of creates a I don't know, it's a little bit difficult to say, you know, is it a super credible source when that's the case. However, a lot of the information that these articles that I'm referring to are discussing are backed in research. And so the supplements can be very helpful, but it's important to follow the steps that we're going to go through today as you choose the correct supplements for you. It's important to remember that supplements are medicine. Now, when you talk to your doctor about them, they may kind of shrug or roll their eyes because they're not necessarily recognized by modern medicine. But many of the supplements that we consider potentially beneficial for PCOS are some of the oldest medicine that we have. They are herbs and teas and I guess products. I don't know, products is really a word of the from the Middle Ages, but this was the medicine that we've had for centuries. It's just not as researched and it's not as standardized as modern medicine has created when we create over-the-counter medication or specifically prescription medications. And so maybe it's not as well recognized, but it is powerful. It does have abilities to improve our health or harm our health. And so it's important when thinking of taking a supplement to really do your due diligence, do your research, and choose a supplement wisely. Because another issue with supplements is that they are not well regulated. So when we look for a supplement, it's important to make sure that the company is reputable, that you trust that what's in it is really what's in it, because they are not nearly as regulated as the pharmaceutical companies of traditional medicine, traditional Western medicine. So those are some pitfalls potentially. But why would you want to consider a supplement? Now, first of all, you cannot supplement away from a poor diet. So you can take a multivitamin as an example, and it can help to kind of fill in the gaps of where your diet may not be getting all the nutrients it needs. I mean, because let's be honest, with the amount of calories that we should eat in a day, it can be very difficult to get a fully well-rounded, nutrient-dense profile in one day. And so taking a multivitamin can kind of ensure that we're getting, on average, all of the nutrients that we need day after day. However, it's not going to be enough. A multivitamin will not be enough to overcome always eating foods that are really low in nutrients. A multivitamin is not absorbed as well as the vitamins and nutrients that would be from the vegetables that you could eat. And so you're not going to get as good of nourishment when it comes to a vitamin versus the foods that you could get the same nutrients from. The same goes with a supplement. Yes, it can be extremely helpful. There's many symptoms that they can lessen, but the dietary, the lifestyle changes that you can do instead are going to have a larger impact. So my suggestion is to combine them, because if something's going to help you, especially to get started, sometimes with PCOS, our energy is so low, our cravings are out of control, our mood swings are just almost debilitating, our periods can be just horrible, and we need something to just get us over the hump and make it possible for us to make some headway. And then we slowly kind of create this momentum, and it's easier and easier to keep going. And so in that sense, a supplement can be vastly helpful and beneficial. So as we think about a supplement in that way, what role does a supplement really take? So let's think about what PCOS is. PCOS is a syndrome. A syndrome just means it's a collection of symptoms, but these symptoms are due to a hormone imbalance. So as an example, losing hair on the top of our head, having facial hair, increased acne, those are all signs and symptoms of having high testosterone. Likely that's what's going on, and likely if you tested, your lab results would correlate with that. But there are many causes of high testosterone. So here we have the symptom and the thing that's bothering us. We have a likely kind of reason, which is the high testosterone, but what is causing the high testosterone? It can be due to high insulin. It can be due to an LH-FSH ratio issue, and it can have, it can be due to, well, actually the testosterone would be the cause of that. Or it can be from cortisol, because high cortisol, where your body's perceiving stress, can elevate your insulin, and then your insulin can elevate your testosterone. So you could be having insulin resistance. You could be just eating a lot of sweet foods that's causing more insulin to be present in your body more frequently. You can be having a lot of stress. These are things that are going to be very different depending on the person, and it's going to call for a different supplement. So the first step in choosing which supplement is right for you is to really dive into what are your root causes. In the post that I include this video with, and I will come back and put the link here in the next few days, so if you want to make sure you get notified of that, feel free to comment below or message me and I'll make sure that you get it. But on that post, I will put kind of some subcategories of some symptoms and maybe some causes, but it's very difficult it's so convoluted that it can be difficult to really put that out, but there will be some resources in that sense in the post. When you're looking at what supplement to take, I really encourage you though to look at what is your root cause of your PCOS. There is not a one size fits all. There's not even like these 4 options fits all. It's very convoluted, and that's where the other recommendation I make is that you actually work with someone who understands what the symptoms, what the labs, what the full picture of what your body's telling you is asking for. In other words, your body is telling you exactly what it needs. You just have to learn how to read its symptoms and listen to it. So if you want some help doing that, again, comment below, message me, and I can help you do that. We can start talking about some options there. But finding the root cause is very important. After you find the root cause, then selecting a small handful, even just 1 or 2 supplements to get started. If you start too many, 1, it's expensive, but 2, you won't know what's working and what's not working. So trying one, and supplements can be a little bit slow to work. They are an over-the-counter option, and so they are not maybe as strong as a prescription medication in that sense, although they can be beneficial. So finding something and using it for probably 2 to 3 months and give it an idea, kind of to give you an idea if it's helping or not. I highly recommend journaling about it. Even if it's just once a week, giving a quick recap of how you felt the week went. If you're trying to lose weight and you're seeing if a supplement is helpful with that, to just record your weight maybe once a week and see if you're seeing an improvement, if it's easier for you to maintain your cravings, kind of just jotting those things down to help you remember back, because over 2 months, the progress can be slow enough that maybe you did have quite a bit of progress, but it happened slow enough that you didn't really see it. If you're looking for improved fertility, again, improved fertility is going to be vastly benefited by lifestyle changes, but there are also, if you match the correct supplement with the correct root cause, you can have improvements there as well. And the best way to see that is if you have been charting your cycle, and is if you continue to chart your cycle. And again, you're looking at probably over about a 3-month period to see if you're seeing any improvements there. And then lastly, there are so many supplements. I'm trying to figure out how to even go through these with you. But first, if you're trying to get pregnant or if you're not on birth control, you want to be careful of which supplements you take, because you want to make sure that they are safe in pregnancy. Oftentimes we can feel like if we haven't gotten pregnant over several years, months, years, however long it hasn't happened, that it's not going to happen. But as we start to improve our health, either through lifestyle or supplementation, we can increase our chances of getting pregnant, and so we want to make sure that our supplements are safe if we did conceive. Of course, a prenatal vitamin is just a good idea to make sure you're getting all of the nutrients that you need. Another one that is very commonly asked is, what about the inositol? So what about the cryo-inositol and the myo-inositol? And the recommendation currently is to actually take a combination of those, and there are some combination ones such as Ivositol on the market. So yes, those can be very helpful. They kind of fall into a similar category of insulin management, such as metformin, and so people who maybe can't stand with metformin as well find that they can do pretty well on the inositols. But don't stop any medications that your doctor has put you on without checking with them first, and always check with them about supplements, because supplements can actually interact with things that you are taking. Just because they're over the counter, just because they feel more natural, they can have a detrimental effect, and they can have interactions. So just be aware of that as well when you're choosing your supplements. Now, some ones that are also really good is just to kind of increase the vitamins and the nutrients that maybe we're not getting as regularly from food, and our bodies might be in deficit of, and it might be struggling to produce the healthy hormones because of. So vitamin D, a lot of women are deficient in vitamin D, especially if you live somewhere where there's not as much sunshine. But we can also have disorders that keep us from being able to metabolize vitamin D as well. And then another one that can be really helpful is omega-3s. We do not get enough omega-3s. We get plenty of omega-6s, and it's really that balance between the two. So helping to boost our omega-3s by taking in a fish oil or omega-3 supplement can be very beneficial. Otherwise, I'm going to put a ton of the full list. I'll put the full list on the post, and if you want to get notifications of that, just pop some comments below, and that way I will make sure that you get the full link when it's available. All right, but really what I want you to take away from this is that you do not need to take a supplement if it's too expensive, if you can't figure out which one you need. Focus on the lifestyle changes, okay? If you are struggling with certain symptoms and it's keeping you stuck from making the lifestyle changes, like the cravings, the maybe what's the other one that really gets people a lot? I just was thinking about it earlier today, but the cravings are a big one. Energy can be a big one if you're feeling really sluggish and you're not feeling like you can get out and take a walk even because you just feel drained. Those are two things that can really get in the way of us even starting to make the lifestyle changes and starting to see the improvement there. So taking a supplement may be really helpful. Otherwise, make sure that you choose one based on your root causes, your symptoms, and not just based on somebody else's recommendation. Supplements and PCOS is very personal. It's not a one-size-fits-all, and so it's important to really look at what your body is needing. And then lastly, when you choose a supplement, you choose it and use it in such a way where you're starting slow, 1 or 2 at a time. Give it a little bit of time to see if it's helping you, and then add or remove as needed. If you think that it's helping and you want to try something else, add to it. If you don't think it did anything, then there's no reason to keep taking it. So I hope that helps with the questions about the supplements. But if you have questions about how to get started with healthy living and a good nutrition that can help nourish your hormones back into balance, then I suggest that you grab a copy of my PCOS Fertility Meal Guide. Not only does it give you an awesome sample meal plan of some delicious recipes that will help to nourish your hormones, it also walks you through why those recipes and those ingredients specifically were chosen, and what kind of meals and what kind of food choices you want for each meal throughout the day to help keep your hormones balanced and help keep your energy levels up, and to help to manage with insulin and other hormones that are the root causes of the symptoms that you're experiencing. If you have any questions, please comment below. Otherwise, I'll see you next week, same time, same place.